The Ottawa Senators are extremely pleased to select from the Boston U Terriers, Brady Tkachuk.
Derek Brassard, cross, go in, score! 2-on-1, goes around.
This is easily the most fun video to make, not including playoff videos. I think you can see why I might enjoy making these videos here in Florida. Welcome to SENS TALK. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Before I start, please follow us on Twitter at SENSTALK_ for live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news. Now, as you probably can tell, we are here in beautiful Florida with the beach right there for the annual Beach Day video. As you can see right there, it's the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean to be exact, if you care. Obviously, we're on Florida, it's the Atlantic Ocean. But the ocean's right there. I didn't do the video last night after the Sens versus Capitals game because I wanted to have at least one video with the ocean in the background so you, the viewer, can see what I'm very privileged and lucky to have right now. Before we get into the video, I want to give a quick reminder that use SeatGeek.com or download the app on the App Store and use our promo code SENSTALK to save $20 off your first purchase. It really helps the channel out. Now let's get to a few lineup notes before we get into the game. Firstly, Anderson was out with an illness or an upper body injury. He will be back after the holiday break. But on reminder of that, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to everyone that celebrates such. Now let's get to the game. McKenna starts. Hogberg's called up, but he gets the backup role tonight. Pyatt and Lajoie, for some reason, are out. Falk and Paul are in. Paul, I like that's in. I mentioned in the last video that Paul should be in. I don't understand why Justin Falk is getting minutes over Maxime Lajoie in a quote-unquote rebuild. We all know it's, save money, but I don't know why. We're rebuilding right now, technically. So why are you not putting Lajoie in instead of a depth AHL defenseman kind of thing? I don't get it. But that's the way Guy Boucher put the lineup, and I can't do anything about it as well. Brooke Henderson, if you don't know, the best, if not one of the best women's golf player in the world, native of Ottawa, Canada. She was honored before the game today, which was very nice to see. Somebody recognizing her accomplishments because she's a hell of a player in the golf world. Now let's get into tonight's recap. The Ottawa Sounders played against the Washington Capitals, the defending Stanley Cup Washington Capitals in Ottawa. Today was Spartacat theme day, as it was his 1,000th game as a mascot, I guess. So they had cool. Sorry if you hear the plane in the background. They had some cool Sparty hair around, so that was cool to see. But let's see if the Sens could get a huge win here after last night's game. Well, 2 days ago, the game was against the New Jersey Devils. They lost 5-2. Meanwhile, the Capitals, I believe, were coming off a 2-1 victory. Let's get to the first period. Copley for the Caps, McKenna for the Sounders. So the first period go, 132 in. A deflection from Connolly, past McKenna, 132 in. It's a 1-0 Capitals lead. 8th of the year, assisted by Singh Haller and Lars Eller. Not a good start for the Sounders, but they start to pick up some steam. McKenna makes multiple huge saves, a huge glove snag, a couple sliding glove snags, multiple highlight reel saves for Mike McKenna, who's once again showing why he actually can be a capable backup goaltender in the National Hockey League. But unfortunately, Cody Ceci pinches onto Nick Backstrom, leaves Niskanen all alone. He beats McKenna 2-0. Ceci, this is the third time in 5 videos I'm going to say this to you, Cody Ceci. You're so stupid. When there's a 2-on-1 chance, you take the defender that's receiving the pass. You don't take the guy shooting the pass. The guy with the puck is the goalie's player. The goalie takes the shot, the defender takes the pass away. That's the way it works. I'm not in the NHL, and I know this. You're a defenseman for many years in the National Hockey League, and you still make the stupid mistake over and over again. I don't know what the hell is wrong with the Sounders. Get this guy off the team. This is ridiculous. McKenna, no chance. Niskanen tipped it in on the easiest goal he probably have in his life, minus an empty net goal. 2-0 on a goal, once again, because of Cody Ceci doesn't know how to defend hockey play. To the second period go, Jacob Vrana steals the puck from Mark Stone and roofs it past Mike McKenna. It's 3-0. Mark Stone got stoned by Jake Vrana. And then a couple minutes later, Kepney gets a goal off of Cody Ceci's leg. Cody Ceci kicks it into his own net on the deflection as the Capitals take a 4-0 lead on Kepney's third of the year from Brett Connolly, the second point of the night for him, I believe. As the Washington Capitals get away, and they win this one 4-0 as the sun's piercing on my back and I'm sweating as the Capitals win this one 4-0. Huge win for them. Huge loss for the Senators. The Senators, I believe, played pretty well tonight. Relatively well. Lots of offensive chances. They couldn't capitalize on those chances, but there's a few things that they need to get fixed if they want to compete with the best. Firstly, the team needs to be able to hit the net. They missed a lot of times, which speaks volumes of how well they played tonight. Because defensively, they played decently, but offensively, they played pretty well at getting a lot of shots on net. A lot of those shots were to the chest, so you need to create plays to get the shots. So it's a mix of you're getting the shots in net, hit the net, and when you're hitting the net, hit the target where you want to hit, not just the goalie's chest. So the Senators offensively played a good game. There was some sloppiness in some ways, but mostly the Senators were really dominant and really controlled this game, minus 4 unfortunate mistakes, which ended up costing them the game. This game, the Senators at least deserved a point, in my opinion. Nick Paul had a hell of a game. We'll get to him in a minute for the SENS TALK start of the night. But Nick Paul, the Senators, played a great game. There's a couple costly turnovers, a couple costly mistakes, cost the game. And, with a game like this, it's one of those weird ones where it's like the Senators deserved a better fate than they should have had, because coming off a back-to-back, played the best game they've had in quite a long time. Couldn't get anything to the net. Copley got the shutout for his first career shutouts for the Alaska native, I believe, he's from Alaska. Too bad, but the Senators played really well, really well, and there's a lot of positives to take out of this game. And we'll see what happens, because right now, like I said previously, I'll say it again, Bruce Garriock said the Senators should be expecting John Gabriel Pajot back sometime mid-January, so that will really help the depth for the center position. And added bonus for this, face-offs 32-18 in favor of the Senators, so the Senators really dominated the face-off circle tonight. Now, power play is Ottawa went 0 for 2, but Washington went 0 for 3. The Senators penalty kill continues to do well, thanks to the Senators penalty kill, and of course, Mike McKenna making some fantastic stops. Hits for 28-25, Brady Tkachuk versus Tom Wilson was fun to see, and shots for 35-33 in favor of your Senators. The third star of the game, Nick Paul had a beautiful between-the-legs breakaway move, but got robbed by Copley. A couple other chances. He played really well, was able to create space for his own great body movement. He was able to, he was very physical tonight, and he was able to create a lot of plays. I think he's more than a fourth-liner, guys and girls. I think Nick Paul could be a third-liner. Nothing more than a third-liner, in my opinion, but he could be a third-liner. With the way he can defend, two-way play, and create offense, I think he can be a really solid top 9, bottom 6 player. Second star of the game, Brett Cannoli with the game-winning goal, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2+ rating, 14.48 on the ice. First star of the game, 35 stops on all 35 shots on net. Philip Copley, 1,000 save percentage, 8-2-1 on the season for him. 5 out of his last 6 starts, he has 1 now. Details, Senators attendance was 15,605, which is pretty decent. It wasn't Saturday night, though, but you can't complain. Whenever the Senators get it above 15,000 attendance, it's a good night for Eugene Melnyk. Now let's get to the SENS TALK start of the night, voted by you, the fans. So the first star of the night, this one, well, not the first star, but fourth star of the night, voted by you, the fans, is as follows. So let's get to it right now. Sorry, I'm just taking a look. Oh, by the way, Rick Janneret, there was an update just now, that's why I got distracted. Luckily, he is okay. If you didn't know, he was taken to the hospital yesterday after, I think, passing out or something during the broadcast. But he's okay now. Prayers were with him, and now he seems to be doing well. That's what it says, resting and doing well. So prayers and thoughts with you, and glad you, Rick, are doing much better. Sabres legend. So the fourth star of the night for the SENS TALK star of the night, 30% of the vote, Colin White. Colin White, he's making a name for himself to stay on this team for many years to come. He's making a name for himself to be the player we drafted him to be a few years ago, a few slots after Thomas Chabot, who's, of course, playing unreal this season. But to Colin White, with Brady Tkachuk and Mark Stone, Mark Stone has that effect of Brady Tkachuk's an elite player, but Colin White is just doing it himself sometimes. He's creating offense, he has crazy speed, has 5 power play goals for the most on the team this season. Colin White is showing why he can really be a top 2 center with the Ottawa Senators. So the Senators center depth can be really, really good for the future, with Logan Brown coming up, with Phil Schlappick coming up, maybe with Matthew Shane staying. So let's see what happens there. But he's a fourth star of the night with 3% of the vote. Third star of the night with 7% of the vote. Matthew Shane created a lot of offense tonight. really, back-to-back games, he's looked really good. 2 goals a couple of days ago against New Jersey, and last night, Matt Duchene had a pretty good game. Obviously, couldn't get anything into the back of the net, but once again, 6% of the vote for today, well, for last night anyway. And, he's just a dynamic center who can create a lot of plays, win a lot of face-offs. And let's see if he can keep it going when the Senators take on Islanders on the 28th, with the day I get back home. Second start of the night, Mike McKenna, 32% of the vote. He's the sole reason we didn't lose by 10, guys and girls. Mike McKenna, huge saves after huge save after huge save. Multiple glove saves, multiple blocker saves. Mike McKenna is really growing onto me. He's really showing what he really can be. An NHL goaltender, a backup anyway. He's 32% of the vote. I want him to get a few more starts, even not on back-to-backs. I want to see what he can do when he gets the odd start and give Craig Anderson some breaks. I'm really starting to believe in Mike McKenna. I think we should give him more chances, and I think Mike McKenna might be here to stay. I think he might have just stolen Mike Conn's job with the last 3 games he's played. First start of the night, 56% of the vote, Nick Paul. Finally, Guy Boucher is putting Nick Paul into the lineup over Tom Pyatt. I don't know why Tom Pyatt is even playing. He should be in the AHL, should have been sent down. He won't get claimed, mark my words. But Nick Paul, 56% of the vote, with the majority for the SENS TALK star of the night. Nick Paul, I'll say it again, I'll say it before, and I'll say it again. Nick Paul showing why he can be a great bottom 6 player. He's literally our last asset. Our last asset from that Jason Spezza trade from the late Brian Murray. So, Nick Paul, please stay in the NHL. Boucher, please keep Nick Paul in the NHL, as he's showing what he really is, an NHL player. Creating a lot of chances, great moves, great physical attributes to him. He can defend the puck, he can create offense, he has great hands, as you saw in that breakaway play by Nick Paul. He has a great offensive mind, can still play the defense. He's literally the perfect player for under Guy Boucher, because Guy Boucher loves that defensive style. So Nick Paul, I hope he gets some more minutes. But besides that, the Senators fall to the Washington Capitals 4-0. Their season record is now 15-18-4. I'll see you next time when the Senators take on the New York Islanders on December 28th. So besides that, before we get to our social media links, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays to everyone watching this video. Besides that, thank you for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at SENS TALK _. Live updates of the games, and of course, breaking news. Please like us on Facebook at SENS TALK, add us to our circles on Google Plus SENS TALK. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like this video, share this video, share cool stuff. Please check our website, SensTalkCentral.com. We update that every single day. And of course, please check out SeatGeek.com or download the app in the App Store and use your promo code SensTalk to save $20, $20 off your first purchase. It really helps out the channel. Besides that, final score 4-0 for the Washington Capitals. I see you December 28th when the Senators take on the New York Islanders. I'll see you then. Go Sens, go.